Bill Carroll, Zenny62 Media. I'm once again working my way through my watch list for the upcoming 2024-2025 season to include players that I'll be looking at in the draft, but mostly players I'm watching to see if they are able to finish out strong their collegiate careers. I'm going to start with one of the best players on one of the best teams in all the FCS level, and that's Dalys, but spelled, I believe it's pronounced Dalys, Dalys, Beanum, from the South Carolina State Jackrabbits. And he's a player who showed up on my radar originally back in 2021, had a great season, played a little bit, played sparingly prior to that. He'd been a wide receiver mostly in high school, got moved over to the other side of the ball, and in 2021 led their team in interceptions, took two of those back for tackles, had a great beef bowl against Dixie State, had a pick six for 36 yards, had a couple of tackles, had a tackle for loss against West Illinois, also had an interception they took back for a touchdown against UC Davis. Just had a terrific all-around season in 2021. In 2022, broke up 9 passes, had a tackle in every single game in which he played, and made a couple of starts also. So he's doing a lot of this in his early career while he's still at least partially a reserve player. Doesn't become a full-time starter until fairly late in his career, which is especially amazing when you think about how productive he was throughout his career. As I said, but shows up on my radar a couple of years ago, is in all 15 games in 2021, 2022, 2023, and even in 2023 had chipped in a little bit as a punt returner, though he doesn't have a lot to do there, but gets his first 4 interceptions in 2021, gets 2 more in 2023, gets 2 in 2022 and 5 in 2023. He has 11 career interceptions, including 2 pick sixes with a long of 59. Once again, you can see the wide receiver in his background in the way that he catches the football quietly, fairly easily, and once it takes off with it. Had 2.5 tackles for loss in 2021, half a tackle for loss in 2022, none last year, and it was used slightly differently that year. Once again, good tackler in last year's season. He had 15 solo tackles, 14 assists, which for the kind of player he is, he plays a fair amount of man, not surprising that his numbers aren't ridiculously, higher than that. He does have a fumble recovery in his career, and 1 forced fumble. Forced fumbles 2021, fumble recovery in 2022. I think he is your traditional, sort of man corner who can be used in zone. He's played in zone. I'm gonna make sure he's not. Maybe say he's not played zone, but he's a traditional man corner. Has size and speed. Listed at 6'1", probably 6 feet and a half inch, probably about right. Probably about 194 pounds. Looks like a cornerback, right? I mean, he long, good size hands, long arms. That sort of sprinter's build that you expect from the corner position. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, hold on to your butts. I am going to talk about specialist. Now, the only knock on this player is he doesn't have the huge leg, but I'm talking about Bradley Larson from Angelo State, one of Division II's best kickers. He only had 1 missed place kick last year, and it was blocked. So he was 14 out of 15, and his long was 48. So that's, the 48 is solid but not amazing. 38 of 39 on point after touchdowns, 14 of 15 on field goals, and while you'd like to see him add maybe 4 yards to that, if his long was 52, that'd be a little more impressive. Still, really good season. Want to throw in also as a kickoff guy, right? Played in 10 games, and he wasn't the full-time kickoff guy, but in the times when he did kick off, he had 7 times he kicked off, 411 total yards. That's 58.7, with 2 of them unreturnable touchbacks. So what you'd like to see in his progression as a player, maybe a little more strength. He's not huge. He's lifted at 5'8". He's probably 5'7.5", 5'7 3/8". and probably about 174 pounds, which is fine. Maybe another 6 or 7 pounds of muscle puts a little more length on him, but he's got everything. Accuracy, he's got good, clean, repeatable mechanics. And once again, I'd love to see him get an opportunity at, say, the Swiss Shrine game to show what he can do. In the case, of course, of Mr. Beanum, once again, shout out to Jim Nagy and the Reese's Senior Bowl. I think he has a really good shot to end up at the Senior Bowl. I think he's one of the top 7 or 8 corner prospects, regardless of level, in the country. Yes, I think he's that kind of player. I think that if he were to line up at Fresno State or line up at Alabama or line up at Hawaii or line up anywhere, he'd be one of the top 2 or 3 corners. Name a team in the country. I think he's that good. I think a lot of times we sort of automatically tell ourselves that a player isn't as good just because they're playing against competition that is not as good, because we can't measure them easily against the top competition. I get that. But first of all, he is in what I believe is the best conference in the FCS. He plays against guys he played against Christian Watson, right? He played against a fair number of guys who are now in the NFL in that Missouri Valley Conference. He's a really good football player. Go watch, right? If you don't believe me, go watch him. Okay, so I'll have 2 more players for you again tomorrow. Once again, Bill Carroll, Zinni 60 Media, and I will see you again soon. Thank you so much, and tell me once again what you think. If you'd like me to get to a certain player, if you'd like me to do something differently, just let me know, and I will see you again